Yo, let's talk about your spiritual ego. Nipple hanging out from your linen kimono. Tantra colada got you feeling sexy. Yeah, it's time for Ubud on tea. At the Kruta.
I think we're live.
Are we live?
Yeah. In the Dragon Tea Temple. So
Yeah.
much beautiful art created here.
Yeah, totally. I wore a hat for this episode because we just shot an episode with Roman, and it was wearing the same clothes. Got a little. I just wanted to make sure that I had.
That's smart. Looks good on you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate that. What tea are we drinking today?
Well, this one is it's called honey nectar, and it's a red tea. I don't know so much about it, to be honest, but it's like got a really powerful perfume. It's really good.
Yeah, you guys might want to. Let me check out the perfume.
Let's love.
It's nice. You guys might want to Google. What's it called again? The red nectar? I like that name. It's very Ubudian. We love the nectar here.
You know what I love about Ubud is like so much freedom for creativity and expression. And being here like 3 years now, it's like I've learned to play medicine songs, and actually Pao that we'll have as a guest, she's been my teacher also, and it can be also for different form of art. So I know you've been into freestyling quite a bit in Ubud. I love how you just go for it, and it's very inspirational.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've inspired me with that. I saw you at Comedy Improv.
And we do comedy improv together.
Yeah.
We organize.
And I remember when I saw you there a few months ago, and I had been going like regularly, and you just dropped in, and you were like a slingshot. You were jumping up, and I've never seen anybody do that. And I know how inspiring that is, and also how scary it is to jump up and to perform.
Yeah, and I'm French.
What does that mean?
Well, it's harder when it's not your
because it's not your native language
to to do improv. Actually, I did some in Australia. That's why I was more comfortable now in Ubud. But the first time, it's like so challenging. I learned so much from it.
That's something to learn. Like us doing this podcast, it's an idea. Pao, who we're gonna have on, like you said, has her own album. Like these are ideas. Like I should have an album. I should have a podcast. I should, like you were speaking. I've seen a lot of your posts lately about bigging up and championing people who are creating stuff, and that's something that in Ubud we get this like rap. Like we're like we're getting massages, sitting in cafes, and like going to ceremonies all the time, and not getting anything done, and being around. I'd say like some amazing people who are getting stuff done. It's pretty inspiring. You've been speaking about that lately.
Yeah, I love the inspiration. Like Pao inspires me, you inspire me. So many people inspire me because they go for it and they're good at it. And so there's the inspiration, but then you could get it from, I don't know, watching your favorite musicians online or different people, but having them around you is more inspiring, but also is the permission also. I feel here we're in general in a very non-judgmental place when it comes to freestyling, like singing music, even though I'm not the best musician, but I put my heart into it, and people aren't gonna make fun of it or think it's weird. Like where I come from in Paris, it's like sometimes that cynicism, if you try something new and you're not so good at it, like people like be like, you suck,
Yeah.
And here people are very encouraging.
I find a lot of times that like idea that people say that you suck is like a story that we created in our own head too. Like it's not necessarily true, or even if they had that thought, it's not something that they constantly think. Like they don't have time for that. They're busy with their like watching YouTube and Instagram or whatever else is going on in their life. But yeah, we definitely, I know that I can like sit and be like, oh man, everybody's going to judge me and think I'm so horrible. But that is something that I find in Ubud is really special, because you can go and Pao is not this person, but like you can go like from amateur status to sitting with some of like the most talented artists in their field in a really expedited timeline. Like it's like doing improv with some of the best people on the island, which are some of the best people in the world, or being able to freestyle with some of the best musicians in the world. Like that wouldn't be available except in Ubud. And here's the secret: the more you do something, the better and more comfortable you get at it. So having that opportunity really truly like creates this manifesting portal, I find.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, that's what we're doing right now too, right? Like this podcast, doing it together, finding our flow, and getting more comfortable in front of the cameras together with guests is some kind of outside the comfort zone experiment. But we do it because we've learned over and over again that's how we grow and how we grow faster.
Yeah. Something I learned once upon a time was learning how to lead from the back of the room. Like, well, like a lot of times, like we look at leaders like Tony Robbins or we look at people who are on the mic, you know, and some of the greatest leaders are in the shadows. And learning how to be that, because we have this masculine kind of archetype with leadership. Like it must be this man. It's like Russell Crowe or Mel Gibson in Braveheart, freedom, you know, and there's this one man. But I think Pau, I mean, we keep bringing her up because we're going to bring her up soon, but Pau's a really good example of leader from the back of the room. Like watching her, and we haven't even mentioned this, so I'll bring it up now. Like she's a member of the band Hanuman Project, which...
Is she back of the room though?
She's not back of the room, but she's definitely not Pavan. She's definitely not Pavan. Okay. Pavan is like the Jesus of that, right? And yet leading from the back of the room, so to speak, as a metaphor, she brings medicine and she brings a feel and a sound to it like Narayan does and other people, also Acharya, like everybody has their own place, but we're speaking about Pal today. And
maybe it's just my perception, because when she's there playing, it's like there's a halo of light around her, and that's what I see, you know. So it's like yeah, but I see what you mean. She's like she doesn't try hard to shine and to be in the spotlight. She just
understanding your role, knowing your role, you know.
She just is, because of her amazing talent that we're gonna hear about in a very short time.
Yeah.
Or right now.
Do you want to introduce her?
Yeah.
What kind of like words would you say about this person who taught you a little bit how to sing, a little bit how to play the guitar, and has a halo around her head when you look at her?
Yeah, well, I really discovered Pao when I did my Yin Yoga teacher training back in December with Carlos Romero that we interviewed in the show. And at the end of each day, there was what they call the Palo Santo, where it's basically a great experience for all the senses with good smell, stretching, but also amazing for the ears and the music. And so Pao and Hailey were singing every day. And I was just, I felt like I was on plant medicine, just doing yoga and listening to the voice. And it was so angelic and so nice. And so since then, I've been a total fan of Pao, and being and she's been at so many events in Ubud, and yeah, she got a new album. She's crushing it. I'm so excited to
crushing it.
Yeah,
like Gary V.
That's like my Gary V.
Yeah, she is crushing it. She is crushing it.
So I mean, she's also been that, you know, you talked about being close to people who are so good. Yeah. Well, she's been also teaching me the guitar, like how blessed I am to have Pao directly being a guitar teacher. So yeah, I'm super happy to have Pao. How about you? How would you have a word for her before we invite her to sit down?
Pao is like, I really appreciate her ease in what she does and the way that she brings people in. There's she's invited me to do my poetry and to freestyle after I trust her in that sense, because I've never been ready for it, but I could never say no to her. When somebody with that kind of talent and that kind of stage presence invites you to be on stage with them, like there's no way that I can possibly say no. And no part of me feels ready until the moment after it's done, and I'm like, holy shit, that happened. And to be like the instigator for that was really something special for me. And I just love like being able to connect when I watch her on stage, because she like sees how much me and a lot of us, like love what's going on when she's singing. And she's not in her own process, like she's with us. Like when you're on stage, like I feel you and I like having that moment, and it really makes me feel interactive and part of the performance. So yeah, I'm just like blessed for the space that you create. Should we now invite her on?
Yeah.
Pao, come on.
Pao, welcome to the show.
Hi, pal.
Hi guys. Thank you so much.
We'll just do a little handshake. We have to figure this out.
Yeah, that's problem with your spot. You don't get the hugs.
I get to hug you every time, though.
Some bromance here
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end, we'll do a group hug.
A group hug, and we have a photo. And I just want to say, like, right now we have Skip here also, who's like part of this what we're doing here. So it's really cool to have you too.
So we've done a little introduction to you, Paolo, with words, but I think the best way for the listener to have an intro to Paolo is music.
Okay. With all my love,
Mm.
I'm gonna just play a small improvisation for this moment.
Thank you. Yeah, and we have the mic setup is not ideal, so it's perfect if you, as usually in this way. Yeah. I'll make more tea.
That's an amazing superpower.
I just love to be here with you guys.
Do
So
you?
good.
You can
Yes.
feel how much we love you, right?
Yeah, I feel it. It's really touching. Really, really touching. Give me more trust in life to feel that love and care. It's beautiful.
Can't wait to like Ubud on acid like clips this. And they're like polyamorists that can't figure out how to start.
I'm in one post in Ubud acid with Animal Project.
the one with the mudras, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
you
Which
saw
one?
it.
Yeah. Which one was your mudra?
I'm just doing this.
What did they say? Did they give you a name
Something
for that?
like I'm so serious or something. Like that. Not so bad.
Yeah, not so bad. That's okay. You got your 15 minutes of Ubud on acid fame.
Yeah.
So here's the first question. Sorry. We're just like trying to find structure in the
we
show.
were joking because I was asking for more structure. So
Okay, first question.
The first question, and it's a doozy. What do you love about Ubud? Why Ubud? What do you love about Ubud?
So many things. Can I extend a little bit my answer?
You can go wherever you want. This
Okay.
is your show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I grew up in nature. In first in a house in the mountain, nothing else around, and then
Where?
after in France in the Alpes de Haute-Provence.
super.
And after that, I went when I was 7 years old. I went to a small village of like 150 people. And after that, I don't know. Like I never really lived in any big city, and I always I kind of missed all this like culture part of my life when I was teenager, to go to theater or all these things. No, even concerts I had like sometimes, but not like it was not something that I had like a lot of access to. And the first time I lived in a big city was when I went to live in South America in Santiago de Chile, and there it's like big city, and I had this experience and it was amazing, going to dancing classes and concerts and jams and so many things. I was like really nurturing myself with all the possibilities and all the people, but yeah, the concrete is not nurturing the soul, no? It's like we are always doing many things because there is nothing like nurturing. That in nature you can just sit and be, because like there is already like so much energy nurturing just by the trees, the light, the peace. And so to me, Ubud is like the perfect mix of it's like I feel like I'm in a city and I have all the good things of a city, but in the jungle with nature, like right here. You just go, everything is concrete, like temples, but concrete, no? And suddenly like you just open a door and there is like a very, very big rice field and the jungle on the back. And
Actually, if I can just comment on that, I feel that especially this place, Dragon Tea Temple, made me feel that we have shows and performances a bit like a big city would have. You know,
Yeah.
you go to the opera, you go to the cinema, and with Dragon Tea Temple, I feel, oh, I'm going to a proper show, proper performance, like the best part of the big cities, but then
Yeah.
we also have the nature.
Yeah, totally. Like I would imagine in Nashville or in like Austin, Texas, like these like music meccas, but we're getting it in this small, intimate experience, getting to like meet you, be friends with you, collaborate with you, you know, and not only you, but that's like a very cool thing that happens here.
yeah. And so this, the nature and city vibe, accessibility to all the things, possibility to work here, and a lot, so much abundance. It's like it's not even just Ubud, it's the energy of Bali, you know. To me it's like, if there is one word, the first one that comes to me is abundance of everything, of nature, of amazing people, amazing artists, like from all over the world that just come here. A lot of cars, a lot of scooters, a lot of everything, no? A lot of rain, a lot of sun.
True, especially in Ubud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
amazing tea.
a lot of amazing tea, yeah. And yeah, what I really, really also love is this. No, I feel like I came here and we have this, it's so intimate that we have the possibility to meet such amazing people, amazing souls. And as you say, just be together, no? In these small containers. I think, yeah. And I also really, really love all the temples of Bali, and here in Ubud it's really rich on that, and all the offerings of every day, and the smokes, and that the Balinese people are always taking care of. And I love the Balinese people and how they just take care of everything with so much heart, and they're so relaxed into life. I don't know, like just like a blessing to be here. Yeah. And it's beautiful. I like beauty and harmony, and there is this everywhere. For me, it's very important actually to find a place where to live where it's harmonious and beautiful. Yeah.
What's your favorite Ubudian restaurant or meal or something like that? You can say zest if you want. You don't have to, but you can. No, what's
Right now, I have many, but right now I really enjoy the food of Usada actually.
Okay, know it.
Cooked food.
Yeah, cooked food.
Because it feels very sacred. I don't know how to say. Like every time I get it, I feel like people are cooking with a lot of care, and you can see them. The kitchen is like it's just right here.
Yeah,
and
it's open.
There is something special about their food to me. Yeah.
Cool.
About the energy inside of it, and healthy Ubud.
Healthy. Everybody loves healthy Ubud.
Yeah, I like because it's like
What do you
home
get
food.
there? What do you get there?
I make my own stuff actually.
Okay.
I tell them what to do, but burrito is good.
Yeah. I like that one too.
Yeah. I love zest, of course, and sage. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. She left. I like that she left some out. There's some like players in the game that she left.
Moxa, alchemy, sayuri.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I love moxa actually, and alchemy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alchemy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. we
I like to
understand.
change, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, we're so blessed with the food. Like there's a food as medicine here for sure. There's a great choice. There's also music as medicine.
There's a lot of music as medicine here for sure. That was a segue.
Can I go to question 2?
Yes. We should end. Then we're gonna have like
Question 2.
Question 2. Like
Thank you. I love that structure. It's like Lawrence is more the free flow and I'm more the structure. So
Good, it's good. Balance in everything.
yeah. So that's our like complementarity and balance.
Good job.
Love you, bro.
as you saw in the last
Yeah.
episode, we needed to have this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. So question 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm like when I listen to you, even like let's bring it to right now. We're having a discussion with Lawrence about the flow of our episodes and our collaborations, and it was beautiful, heart-centered but honest conversation, which also can have its triggers, you know, and its challenges. It's like open conversation, authentic relating kind of stuff. And so as partners that we are, we talk about this. And when you came in, you started playing, and just before I was a little bit in my mind about the conversation, and straight away I was like, and I really felt, wow, this is really medicine. I feel so good. And I want to ask you, Pao, like why you became a musician, especially with this kind of medicine songs that I feel are so healing. What did you feel in them? Do you also feel like they're medicine? I mean, I know the answer will be yes, but in what way?
In what way they are medicine? Or like you asked me a few questions, right?
Yeah. I'll be more precise.
She's so good though. You see how her
Yeah.
like. What is the actual question?
Well,
She's like you.
Yeah, I love it. So, what made you fall in love with medicine music to the point that it's what you do today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So I guess from the start, it's like my family. We are on this path of awakening consciousness, and they teach me that from always. And then I guess I found this medicine that is like, it's for me, but when I feel like when it's something for me, it's also for others. And if it's for me, it can be for many people also in the same way. And I found this like, it's kind of a trance, a state of being. And I found it first in the dancing. I was doing African, actually, first time was like that I connected to this dance was like with psytrance music in Goa in India when I was 16. But then after I discovered African dance, and I really connected to this like feeling of trance, feeling of connection with myself and expansion and letting go of the mind, and after that, and I always felt a calling to the medicine plants in South America, and I went there, and at some point it just came to my life. And I sang in the ceremony, in the first one that I did. And my sister was there also, and it was really beautiful, and I was like, whoa, okay. I never thought singing was something cool. I didn't care. I didn't care at all. My mother wanted me to play music since I'm a teenager, and I was just like a bit rebel and wanting to just do my thing. And yeah, then with this first ceremony, and after I kept having many experiences, and I started to expand and try more and more and connect more and more with my voice. And every time I was like really feeling how good it feels, no? And yeah, I guess like this was the start.
I mean, when you share, it makes me. I mean, you ask how good it feels. No question, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. And I had a similar experience. For me, the first time I did like plant medicine with the grandmother, and I heard the Icaros, the songs. I wasn't so connected to music. Like I liked music, but then something unlocked, and it just like then I've learned the guitar and medicine songs, and for me it's like something super special that I touch with playing music and those medicine songs that unlocked through the ceremony that I have since then, and that's like a space I can tune into almost only with that. It's a special vibe. So you know, I can do Kundalini yoga, I can do meditation, different style. They have their own kind of bliss, but this is like sometimes that's the one thing I want to do.
Yeah, I feel it's really heart.
Yeah,
I really feel the heart, and also something else, of course, like a connection.
it's like you disappear and you become the vibration, like you become the music.
Yeah.
I remember when I first experienced plant medicine, I was in Canada, and there wasn't musicians. It was just a shaman, and they were like, I mean, I don't remember the song, but it was like doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo. It was like this repetitive, almost like, I mean, a much less sexy version of that song, the dee 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 song that you have, like not like beautifully done. And then I was at a plant ceremony once upon a time where yourself was playing, and I remember how my internal experience and the music were one. And I was like, oh, that's the only, like, there's no words for it.
The power of sound is extremely profound.
I have a question, and you might not be able to answer this, but like, I like conspiracy theories. That's kind of like I love diving down into those rabbit holes. And they talk about sometimes about like the frequency of the pop music that we're listening to being like a very low frequency, and then the music that's available, it's a very high frequency that will touch you and be more subtle and maybe shift you and what have you, like sound being very. Can you speak to a knowledge of that? Like, do you understand that at all in terms of when you listen to music, when you play music? Because that's something that you can speak to and you can adjust to reach those kind of frequencies, or is that more of a feeling space?
I feel like it's just who is behind the music, in what state, and what is the intention. Everything is connected, no? And if there is like, okay, I'm playing music because I want attention. I'm playing music because I want to make money. I play music because I want people to look at me. Or I play music because, I don't know, or to manipulate somebody. I don't know, like if we go like very, very deep in this conspiracy theory, I have no idea what's going on, but yeah. And then it's like, to me, I just, sometimes people ask me, why do you play music? And I'm just, there's so many, but the first one that I really feel, it's like, actually, I don't know. I just feel I have to do that. It's my dharma. I feel it like this, and I just connect in this moment. So I feel purity inside. I feel it's pure. It's not coming from, I just do it because I love it so much. And then I feel, oh wow, I observe that it's medicine for me, and it's actually medicine for others, and it's also inspiring others, and I can actually transmit a message, or I can change the vibration of a room with my knowledge and with everything that I learn. I can come with the music and bring like more joy or more depth with the music.
Did you always see yourself as a...
Can I just add something on that topic of the frequency?
Yeah.
There was, do you guys know Ryan White Wolf?
Yes.
Amazing musician and also shaman. Do you know?
I don't know him.
Okay. But he's done an interview for another podcast by my friend Monty Hook, and he actually was kind of shortlisted to be in the music industry and to be a kind of a pop star. And he explains in that podcast, if you look Ryan Whiteworth and podcast and Monty Hook, he explains that he was told pretty bluntly that there's also like a manipulation, kind of mind control through music that's been made, and he didn't want to be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you want to, that's a good rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that you added that in, and that's cool the way you're serving tea, like talking. Like I'm just noticing. That's awesome. And thank you for coming back, because that's actually for with me, like in terms of our, I'm like, this is the meta version. I'm like, oh, okay. How do you feel about that, Alex? Can I go to the next? I want to touch something about. Did you always see yourself as a musician?
No, not at all.
So what did you think you were gonna do, like when you grow up? Like you're a professional.
So as I said before, my mom, she was like, "Dude, let's play an instrument." She was actually like pretty not inviting, almost like pushing. My sister, she plays violin since she's 6 years old, and I started with flute, and I didn't like it. And after I played piano, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna play piano, but I don't want to read music. I just want to learn it. I just want to feel it.
Okay.
And then after that, I just like totally like let go of the music and went into painting. I learned painting. I studied painting, and after I studied dancing. And with the plant medicine and the ceremonies, watching my friends and people that I admire singing, and me experiencing it in the ceremonies, actually was the most calling. But still, I was just like doing it for fun. But I wanted to be a dancer. But I started dance very late. So for dancing, I at some point I realized, like, if you don't start when you're a teenager, you cannot really make a.
But music, you didn't start late, or you did.
I did start late.
But it's
music,
a different relationship.
Yeah, it's different.
This is big, like.
This is.
Because I just got a guitar.
Yeah,
well, I wanted to ask you actually, Laurence.
Yeah.
I just got it. It sits there.
Because Laurence, you're someone, like, I know you're like you have something you want to learn and you just go for it.
Yeah.
It's like you'll pick a guitar and after 2
it.
weeks you'll be like singing in front of the fire. And so I wanted to ask you where you're at with that, because I'm like always very like impressed by your skills to go for it. I still haven't heard you sing so much or play an instrument. So I was wondering where you're at.
I'm not very far. The fact that I'm even talking about it right now is a step forward. So that's a big deal. And the fact that I made the purchase is kind of a. My friend just went away. Jackson went away, and he was like, "I have this guitar, and what do you want to do with it?" And I was like, "I just like, oh, it would be cool." Yeah. So I wanted to bring that up with you because I think it's inspiring, because dance, I would like to dance too, like Justin Timberlake, you know, but like maybe because
just for fun.
Just for fun, or just
we've had good dances.
Yeah, I love to dance, but like to get to like make a life with this, starting at 22 years old, no.
Yeah.
You need to train hardcore. Yeah. So music, and what was the, just to finish the question, the
just
music.
Like starting late.
Yeah. Yeah, and at some point, actually, just like I was resisting it, and life through somebody like brought it to me. Like I did this school of like dance theater, and I wanted to dance for the final performance, and my teacher was actually deciding what I'm gonna do, and like in, I don't know, for 5 scenes, 3 of them I was playing music, and I was pissed off. I was like, I want to dance, and he make me play music. and not long time after that, everything started to switch. And when I realized that, like, everything started to like I started to get invited to play in band and do things, and everything started to flow with ease, way more than me wanting to dance. Everything started to be like so easy, and I was like, oh, okay, great, and I just went for it. And for you, about starting late, just go for it. I would recommend to like choose a song that you like, that is not so difficult, and just learn it.
Okay. Noted.
Something fun, you know?
Yeah. I don't know which one, but yes, I know.
And Actually, on that, I have a little shout out for you, Lawrence, because we talked at the beginning of the episode on how here we go outside our comfort zone and we create fields of permission. And that's something we cultivate in our relationship. I think all of us here, but with Lawrence, I know. And you invited me to play the guitar, for example, to your yoga class.
Yeah, I did.
And for me, it was and definitely inspired from what you do, Pao, also with Carlos, with Palo Santo, playing music during yoga. And so you invited me, which was so outside my comfort zone, but I feel I grew so much from it. And so I'm very grateful to feel my friends are here helping me to elevate me.
If you're free tomorrow at 4:00, I have another class. No musicians. You're welcome to come.
Okay, thank you.
No.
So are you, by the way. Both of you are
I'm playing
invited.
concerts here.
Oh, I'm gonna go to that.
So our duet is gonna wait for a bit.
Yeah, but you're welcome to come if you like.
And the little other thing I wanted to share on is I feel like also my parents, when I was a child, they tried to teach me the piano, but it was boring. And I love what you said about like just it came like you had fun playing, you really wanted, and it wasn't like just okay, you have to do that. It's just so I think that's how you learn, Lawrence, too, is like pick a song and learn to play it even if it's not perfect.
And then when you really decided that you want to do something, then you go in the technique and in the things that are not so nice or fun, but there's no more question, so you just do it with so much passion.
It's quite natural because when you pick up a song and you start doing it and then it doesn't sound as good as you want, you're more motivated to learn those refinements.
Yeah, and they could change the schools, the music schools. I guess there is a few children's traumatized by
music.
By the music school, yeah. That they just see music in a totally different way that I see it, for sure.
Right. But you also had the freedom to make the choice on your own. As much as your mom was like, do it, you were able to say no until you were able to make the choice to say yes. And I think that's really, really important. Music almost sounds to me like some people like are so thankful for God and for church, for example, or for their religion, right? Like some people are like they are successful because they have this connection with, and then other people are traumatized by it. And I feel like music, because of its resonance, has a very similar experience. Do we have a question number 4?
It's 3. That's your question. The creative process for the album.
Okay.
Okay, let's come to serious stuff.
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite book titles is Barack Obama has this book called The Audacity of Hope. And I love the word audacity because it just means like being brave and crazy and like and making that like jump into a place where the rest of the world might think who are you to become the first black president of the United States, for example. So who are you, Pao, as a musician? Because I know a lot of really talented, beautiful, amazing musicians that do not have an album. Who are you? How do you say your last name?
Which one?
Whichever one I'm going to say right now. Which one do you suggest I say right now?
Okay, you can say Paula Lopez.
Paula Lopez. Who are you, Paula Lopez, to have your own album? And was there a process to see yourself as somebody with an album? Did it take courage or anything to see yourself and have that audacity?
So when I just started to play music, I learned a few songs, and very, very fast I started to compose. And actually so many of my compositions are just lost in I don't know where, because I didn't record them, no? And so this was always going with me, and I was also part of other groups and playing music with other people. And I did record an album with my band from before that was like organic trance, and it was not the music that you want to listen at home. It's for live music, no? For live concerts. And we did this album, and I had like experiences in the studio and also understanding, I mean, experiencing the pressure of the studio, of like having time pressure, money pressure. Even if it's amazing, at the end, how do you really still vibrate this same energy of relaxation and transmission? Already, like the mic and everything is a thing, no? But like when there is also this pressure, it's a thing. So I just felt this is one side of like me wanting to be able to record my own album, because I did everything. I actually this experiences of recording with other people and in studio led me to really want to do it myself, to have like full freedom, be able to record at 1 a.m. until 3 a.m. if I want, whenever the inspiration is coming, no? And I it's not that I wanted to have an album, or I don't know, I just had so many songs, and I just wanted to share them and put them somewhere. And so I learned Ableton when I had this dream, and then I arrived to Bali, and 2 days after started a retreat with Baptiste and Pablo, and I learned Ableton. And
Which is an instrument?
it's a program on the computer.
Yeah, with this like, how would you describe this?
It's just with the computer, actually.
Not the thing that you press?
So this one you can have it with it. It's for playing live.
Okay.
But me, I just learned the one on the computer to just record. And also I can create some beats or things, but my focus was more on that. And so it was interesting. I had this dream somewhere of like, one day I want to record my album, no? And I wanted to do that, and I arrived here, I did this course, and then COVID hit, and I had so much time. To do it. And my friends, Baptiste and Pablo, were like, your music is good. You should record an EP. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. And they were like, we're gonna help you. And I was like, oh, great. And then after I was like, guys, I have so many songs. I can't just do 4 songs. I have way more. And so I started the process, and I did, to be able to do it. I did a crowdfunding, and I raised 10,000 euro 2 years ago. And so I just like did everything, the video edition. I learned about Final Cut, and after learning from Ableton, and I create all the project, no? And I did it. And after I just started, I just recorded and spent hours, and then I just go into this creative process with the program. I just record, and I create all these layers of voices and all these details, and I can just really create what I feel in the moment, and it's passionating to me. Yeah.
Passionating.
Passionate. How do you say?
I don't know. You're passionate about it.
I'm passionate about it.
And
I did this mistake many times.
It's okay. It's okay. I love the creativity. It's great. Like, yeah.
And I think in your question also, Lawrence, I don't know, but how I interpreted it is because we talked about that permission and who are you? Like, did you at some point get some kind of imposter syndrome, or do you just flow naturally? Did you think about?
There is a strong calling inside of me of doing my thing to feel good, for sure. Like I can do for others and be in my place in the audio, like in the background, or helping, supporting others, but there is also an energy in me that knows that there is something more for me, and for that. And it's like a calling, even like a pulling from life to create and to do this.
That, I think, is really beautiful. And that's really, like, I'm really thankful that Alex, because that's what I was thinking too. It's like, because right now there is no resonance or residue of imposter syndrome. It almost feels like this connection that you have to what you do is like, it's like a red carpet. Like, there is no obstacles in the way.
There's like an innocence to it. Oh,
There is.
Just do it.
There is. It's not obstacle, like challenges.
Yeah, what are the
For sure.
challenges? And I know that the world will create challenges for you. Like maybe it's expensive, or maybe somebody doesn't want you to do it the way you want it, and so on and so forth. I want to know about that too. What I'm trying to get at, and maybe it doesn't exist with you, which is beautiful. What's the internal challenges or limitations?
Yeah. So I feel like this calling of like doing my own thing, it could make me feel uncomfortable, like in a strong way, to not, like I could not feel satisfied if I'm not accomplishing what I need to do for myself. I guess it's like actually for many people, you know, in different ways. We need to really manifest what we are here to manifest. And if we don't do it, something feels like not like, like comfortable, right? And so it did create like people telling me that I'm a selfish. At some point, not anymore. It was maybe in the beginning a small challenge to like, hey, do you really want to do that? This, like the divine may be calling me and like, hey, are you ready to do that? And after on the way, challenges on the way, there is this even now, and it's like I feel like I'm healing it a lot lately actually, but there is this a background fear of taking too much space and shine too much, that because it's sometimes it's just happening. I just take and like I take all the space and I just because I'm just fully like enjoy or in my full potential of freedom and femininity. And if I play guitar on top of that, maybe everybody's gonna just like be on me for a moment, and I start to feel bad that some other people are not getting enough attention and that I'm getting too much. And it's a thing for me, but I heard many friends like, just take your space because it's medicine for everybody. And it's, for me, it's an art to know how to take it and how to also live it and give it.
Yeah.
And this is very important. Like it's like in the creation of the album and in playing music in general and in life, no? Exactly when to put, when to give, and when to like retire. And like exactly this balance, to me, it's very, very important. How much instrument you put and how like everything, no? And yeah, and lately many friends are like really encouraging me to really go for it, and it does. I feel the difference, and actually more I just fully step into this. I don't know how to call it. It's kind of a freedom and power and being myself fully. Everything starts to be way nicer around me, and everything starts to vibrate more beautiful, and it's not making anyone feel uncomfortable. Actually, it's more like encouraging others to also take their power and also express what they want to express in the way that they want to express. Yeah,
You've done that for me, for sure. I mean, I say it all the time, and I'm just really, really thankful. So it's cool.
Yeah, and I like how you put it also, because we talk about permission and going for it. And to me, it's like a balance of owning our light, and when it's the moment to be in the light and going for it and not be overly shy. And I think most of us, we grew up in societies that like to keep us small. And here in Ubud, there's that permission to, okay, I'm gonna step into my power and do the thing. But
and
there is also, at least I can speak for myself, I try to find that balance between, being in my power and my gifts, but also having an awareness of what's right in the moment and not pushing that, and feeling what's the energy. And actually, that's why I love tea ceremonies too, because it's very similar in people speaking, and there's a flow of energy rather than a loud dinner where everyone speaks over each other. It's like, oh, the energy wants me to speak now, and you do it naturally, and then the energy wants it to go to someone else. And I feel with the music you have that awareness too. And maybe you're the most amazing artist, but maybe sometimes it's also nice to have this awareness of whose turn it is to play a song. You have that sometimes around the fire with whose turn it is to play.
To me, it's really important. This is like very important energy to be like this awareness in music and in conversation, as you said. Also, it's so important. Maybe a musician can be amazing, but it's just like non-stop. No, it's too much. This listening and awareness of like stepping back and coming in the right moment make a good musician an extremely good musician. Yeah, to me, make a big difference.
I think we all relate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think even in the show, like the balance between who's speaking, whether it's guest, myself, Alex, or here's the other part that I think that you'll be able to speak to, when you allow silence, when we just allow silence to be.
Yeah.
Letting
Also,
the silence speak.
Talking about the creativity in Ubud, you talked about your music being made to be able to listen to it on a more daily, relaxed vibe. And I went to the opening of a beautiful boutique in Ubud by my friend Thomas and Malvina. And when I entered the boutique, they make beautiful clothes and jewelry, and your album was playing. It was fitting so perfectly.
No, beautiful. Oh, amazing. It's so touching. Also, two women start to learn my song with piano.
Wow.
and make stories, and it's really touching. It's beautiful. Yeah.
I want to learn Danse avec les vagues
Okay.
on the guitar.
I listened to your whole album today in my work session. I
Which one is your favorite song?
it's the ones I remember, and Travel Inside is the one I remember. I can't speak to it because you're speaking in so many different languages and everything. I don't know the title of the song. It was literally a Spotify play. But I think it's also Travel Inside because I was with you at the boutique and they were playing it.
Oh, this song.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it was the one I was like, there's a part of me that's like a kid, like my friend is on the radio. You know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe that's going on right now. So having access to you on Spotify and hearing your music happen at the boutique, for example, and I get in the car with Jasmine and she'll have your album playing, I'm like, it's just like familiarity creates depth and like and acknowledgement for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. After I have one more album that is already ready that I'm gonna release in September, I hope,
Cool.
and then another one later, and way more music. I have so much. I'm looking forward. It's like I'm like trying to like give to the world. I mean, I'm not trying. I'm just doing what's calling in the moment and what feels aligned. But then it's like a beautiful way to share all the different colors that I can explore and bring.
Yeah,
Next question.
there's something I love about Ubud, and we touched on it, but it's like how we support each other in the community.
Yeah.
And it's not always the case. Like I've had experiences when I felt, well, a lot of like in Australia they call it the tall poppy syndrome. It's like when someone tries to do something ambitious, almost like their friends and the people around them are like, oh, it's weird, you can't do it, or they're a bit jealous. What I feel here, it's like people really elevate each other. Did you feel you were very supported?
This is, I mean, when in the first question I didn't spoke about that, but this is, Ubud is the community and the support of the community. I feel family here.
Yeah.
I feel really family, and this is so precious and beautiful. I feel so supported in many moments, in the downs, in the highs. Yeah.
Speaking of family, I have a question that keeps coming up, and it's not on the question list, but I'm going to ask it with permission.
You have.
Thank you. How did you join Hanuman Project? Like, how did that moment happen? How did you make that connection? How did they invite you in? I don't know anything about that. You just feel like you're part of it, you know. But that obviously had to have a moment.
I will say my way of seeing the process. Maybe
Yeah.
they have a different.
We'll ask every single one of them then.
Yeah.
How did Pao join?
So we were living in this villa in the north where I did this course of the Ableton in spirit retreats, and there were also my friend Shazier there, and she was telling me about them, and they came also to our last performance. I saw them, but I didn't know, and they left early, but they saw me singing and they saw me performing there. And they knew Shazier, and they were, because it was COVID time, they were doing this kirtan online. Okay. And one day they just invited many girls. Like, it was Walker, Pavan, Ryan, and many girls.
And you were one of them.
Yeah, and we were all doing the chorus for them. And for me, it was the first ever time that I discovered their vibe. And I guess like the next one, we were only me and Shazier. So they kind of like, to me, they kind of like, I don't know how did that happen, but maybe they just notice what is resonating the most, and like also maybe about the ability to sing, I guess. Yeah. And then maybe they choose like that. Also, maybe there is another, like, for sure they wanted to sing with Shazier, and because I was living in the same house, the day that they came to do I don't know what happened, but we were just all together, and it just happened, and we just started to sing and speak about the future and the future gigs, and I was just there, and it just started. I don't know. Yeah. And I'm so grateful. Yeah.
I bet. What a gift. I'm sure they're grateful of you too.
Yeah, it's really special. Yeah.
We don't have forever. We have like 10 minutes or something left, but we wanted to hit another topic, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we wanted, but actually we talked about it, which was it was more about the influence of plant medicine. Yeah. But we talked about it. What I would suggest, if I have your permission, is I'd love to do a quick tarot and what it evokes to you, oracle card. And the reason is because Hailey is the person also that sings with Pao. Yeah. So I find that's a good flow. Yes. And then we can take the 5 minutes for a song.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
So basically, I said, like, I discovered you singing at Carlos' teacher training in yoga, and you were singing with Hailey, who's going to be on the show too. Amazing singer also, but she makes these beautiful Shadows of Light oracle cards. Mm-hmm. So we had an idea that could become a signature of the show if we feel it's good. It's really cool. Is that you pick a card and you just say what it evokes to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to pick a card, Pao?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go through like the mini process. For those of you at home listening right now, I'm holding a deck of cards and she's about to pick one.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so
Perception, the dreamer.
There's something very interesting about these cards. I have them at home and I use them a lot, and when I'm really, really clear and I really take my time to ask the question, in general the answer is very clear, and now I was a little bit fast. Mm-hmm. I didn't like fully focus, so I don't feel like it's related to my question. But this card, it's really interesting. It's, the way that we look at life can change everything, right? Yeah, mainly that.
Have you had a big shift in how you look at life and has changed your life? Because I agree, I think perception is everything.
I think it's a daily thing, actually, and every time coming back to ask ourselves like how we, or like just internally, you know, like observing how we react on something, and if it's like just because of a memory or because of a wound or whatever, and what if we look at this situation or this person or whatever comes with like empty mind, just receptive, or just with joy, maybe something that normally make us feel like a trigger. What if we find another way to look at it and it's making us feel joy, and it just changed the frequency of the reality and everything start to change, and this is the way that we can, I feel, to me, like start to heal deeper and change our reality and create our dream life, the dreamer.
Before you finish off with the song, do you have any questions for myself or Alex?
Well, just before that, on the perception, I want to rebound because, for me, I really resonate. And one thing I've added in my life that changed perception is gratitude.
Yes.
And just looking at things and always coming back to gratitude, which
Yes.
makes that the very same situation becomes like so beautiful. And it's like that childlike innocence, rediscovering the magic of life every day.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to share how grateful I am for your music and for you being here. I wanted to share with you, Lawrence, how grateful I am to do this podcast, this show with you, and how I feel our collaboration is growing and more flowy, and I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, that was a
I
bit
am
of
very
in
grateful
between.
also to be here with you guys, and I admire both of you, and mainly I really, really admire and I'm grateful for your hearts. Wow. And of course, like the open mind and playfulness. Thank you.
And so do you have a question for
Do you have any-
Lawrence or I?
Yeah.
What's your intention in doing this podcast?
Well, we answered this question actually. Somebody asked us of this
Yeah.
the
I
other
imagine.
day, and my answer was, and I'm open to it evolving as I answer.
Mhm.
That's one of
Yeah.
my kind of strong suits is
Mhm.
spontaneously letting the words
Yeah.
come out. And it feels pretty steady to create a platform for genius like you. And through creating that platform, creating a frequency where myself and Alex and everybody who's watching can marinate in that. What comes to mind recently for me is that idea that the 5 people that you spend the most time with become you. And if I can marinate, if I can swim in the same waters as Pau or as in Roman or as any number of amazing people who reside and are part of this community, then like for me, I am so grateful, right? And also like if I can help you, like if this podcast helps sell one album, which it probably should, like at least one album, that's a gift. Like I'm so happy. Not only for the person who gets to listen to your music, but also for you, for the hard work and for who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard work. For sure. Thank you.
And for me, I would say it's threefold. So
growing.
So number one is the structure. Well, first it is for selfishly for me, but also with that collaboration with Lawrence, it is a way to just have fun and self-expression. It's growth for us. So it's beautiful. We're connecting. So I'm just having a lot of fun and I'm growing through it. So that's the way I'm doing it with my brother Lawrence. The second intention is for the community, is to feature amazing people like you, Pao, and so many amazing people we have here, because they do amazing things and the world benefits from hearing from them, whether it's people here in Ubud or people who listen to it. And the third intention is through showcasing this, it's creating a new perspective, new perception of what life can be. I think how we live in Ubud is already the new earth, what I call the new earth. And we already live in it. And it's not about when the new earth is going to come. It's like it's already, how fast is it going to spread to other places in the world? And if people can see people who speak from their heart, who create from their heart, who connect with nature, with each other in the way we do, and see that it's a way anyone can live, I think the world will be way better. So I think that can be an example. We're not perfect, but that can be a good example.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you
It's
for
beautiful.
being here.
Yeah.
And thank you, Alex, for speaking that so eloquently and creating a space. We are ready
Okay.
for the closing of this episode, which is like going to be done hopefully with you just doing you.
Yeah. Last cup of tea, and I'm happy to replace the traditional slurp with a song by Bao.
Yeah, we have a traditional slurp that our guest goes, but I think you can slurp in your beautiful rhythm.
Should I play?
Yeah. That's basically what we're saying.
You can play what you want, but I love Danse avec les vagues.
That's a
Okay.
request.
The thing is, I don't play it
Depends.
since long time.
Okay, depends what you I love all your songs.
I think I need to practice.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
first.
let's do it. Let's
I'm
do it.
sorry.
I love that.
I love all your songs.
I've been like dedicating my life to social media and promotion for this album right
Yeah.
now. I need to play more music now. It's next. It's gonna be that.
Coming from the ancient times, walking with grace, and the souls has arrived, bringing healing by carrying the essence, presence of life, miracle of divine life, being the expression of the love that is beating inside from the purest place they pray, holding the earth, embracing all the waves. Medicine in a man, medicine in a woman, visiting all the caves, balancing the darkness with the light. Medicine in a man, medicine in a woman, medicine in a man, medicine in a woman, medicine in a man, medicine in a woman, medicine in a man, medicine in a woman.